Today is Monday, June 29, 2015. The title of this rant will be The Week That the Universe Changed. And I'm going to bring in the three specific things that happened, the tragedy in South Carolina. And even though Nikki Haley and the Republican Party seem to be big on taking down the flag, in this instance, let's remember that never again can anyone say in the United States, they'll say it, but it won't be believed, is that the flag stands for heritage. No, the flag stands for treason, the flag stands for torture, the flag stands for slavery, and the flag stands for whatever else, and racism. I think the big thing out of this is that hopefully we'll see no more Jefferson Davis high schools. Hopefully we'll see those names changed because of the reasons that I said. They were terrorists, they were torturers, they were racists, they were slave owners. There was nothing in there about states' rights that that the South wanted to have in the Civil War. It was all about slavery and the economic boom that they were driving from it. And even though Nikki Haley is going to get applauded for this, maybe she should get on the short list for vice presidential candidates, let's remember that she did it. She did it for political expediency. Don't see her doing anything on the minimum wage. Don't see her doing anything on Medicaid. Don't see her doing it, on the ACA. Don't see her doing anything on, what else was I going to say? Something else. Voter ID. Don't see her doing anything on unions. But the point is, that symbol of the South is now forever tarnished, and it can never go back to what it was. And it will be going down and continue to go down. Now there will be some pushback, but because of the horrific things that happened in South Carolina, it will never have its place in there. And anyone who ever says it's part of their heritage, my parents, my great-grandfather, grandmother, great-great-great, whatever, that's because they were fighting for torture, they were treasonous, they were fighting for slavery, they were fighting for racism, and we don't accept that in the United States anymore. Second thing is the ACA. There's a lot has been talked about that, but I'll bring up a couple quick points. Is that number one, it's a very, very difficult thing for the Republicans to talk about in the 2016 election because they really can't say repeal and replace anymore. They will say replace. They don't have anything to replace it with. They've had 5 years to come up with a replacement. They still don't. They're very, very divided on it. Those who are running right now are very divided on it. It will be, how can we word this thing differently, get some of the same results and then take some of the things away. And of course, once they take one of them away, there will be a tremendous amount of pushback all the way around. And the longer it is in, the more it is accepted. And remember, all of the things that they talked about in terms of death panels, in terms of it being a job killer, in terms of it dying under its own weight, none of that has happened. And many people now see the results, if not in themselves, in neighbors and in family members. And I do not necessarily even think that it will be a big issue in the 2016 election. But of course, if a Republican comes in, they'll do just like what Bush did in 2004. He'll try and get Social Security, even though that was not even on his list. The other thing about the Affordable Care Act is, and I hope that reporters can ask very specific questions to the Republican candidates for president in terms of exactly what is your plan, exactly how are these people going to continue to get coverage and not accept anything. And also ask them, after this rendering by the Supreme Court, why is it that not a single insurance company came out after that and said, this is going to be a job killer for us. We're not going to make any money. They didn't say that. No one said that at all. So it's working for them. They're making plenty of money because it's a Republican idea. So now getting into the gay marriage issue, again, a catastrophic event. The world will never be the same, so to speak. But let's remember, there will be continued pushback. I've seen pushback in Texas. There's going to be pushback in Louisiana. But the same thing that happened with civil rights is that a tremendous amount has changed since 1964. We still have a long, long way to go with civil rights, but a tremendous amount has changed. And here's the other thing, is that gay marriage, gay marriage is already approved of by about 60% of the population, and it will continue to be approved of. There will always be that small minority that don't want to approve of any of that kind of stuff. The pushback by the Republicans right now, saying that religious leaders and all that other stuff. No one's saying that they got to marry anybody. No one's saying religious leaders have to marry anybody in their church, their synagogue, their mosque, or whatever. All they're saying is that they are allowed to marry, and even though there'll be a lot of the religious freedom things that are coming up, there will be enough people. Now, I wonder if the states are actually going to get out of the marriage business altogether if they're that adamant about that. That means that no one can get married in that state. We'll see how that plays about. But the thing is, those three events are forever going to change the United States. Yes, there will be pushback, but we will never go back to accepting the flag as a symbol of heritage. We will never go back to saying that gay marriage is not legal in the United States, in every state of the United States, and will continue to be legal for now until ad infinitum, I would assume. And the Affordable Care Act is here to stay, and people are getting coverage. More people are going to get coverage, and the banks are making money. This is a win-win-win. This is a triple win all the way around, and it's going to continue. Progressivism slowly is continuing to change the world.